This is K1DBC. All stations please stand by. The Denver Radio Club Learning Net starts in approximately 5 minutes.
0TX repeater.
Currently at present, a national maritime security strategy is being developed for Ireland, which is essential for providing security to the state and security to wider European nations. Our primary role is to defend Ireland, protect Ireland and its citizens. We've just under 20% of the total EU waters. That is a challenge for us. And certainly the 295 platform and system brings a whole new range of capabilities to us. I grew up not far from here. My hometown is Clondalkin, beside the airbase here. So I always grew up watching the Air Corps aircraft flying around. So it was always my ambition to join the Air Corps. Our main mission is fisheries protection and fisheries monitoring. So our task in 101 Squadron is to ensure what they call a level playing field across our EEZ. And our job is to conduct aerial surveillance in support of the Naval Service to ensure that all the vessels in our area, EU vessels and then non-EU vessels, they're all conforming to the same set of rules. Anything that goes towards maintaining a safe and secure economic zone for Ireland falls on us. From an operational perspective, it's a massive difference then between the CN235 and the 295. The jump in computational technology is massive, and it just increased the value of our unit and the organisation to the state. When we're positioning into an area, we have a really good informed picture of what's out there, and that might dictate a change to our plan. One of the interesting items we have on board now is the LiDAR, and it's a game changer for us in terms of, if it's coastal mapping. We have the sea pollution detection system, another IR sensor, which is a backup, which helps us with that job with the Coast Guard as well. So we're seeing more at sea now than we have ever seen before in different ways. The aircraft basically takes in an awful lot of data between all of its sensors. So we have various uses and various customers for all that data. Our primary one is the Sea Fisheries Protection Authority and the Naval Service.
We will partner with the Air Corps to do the offshore work. It's a relationship that is hugely beneficial to the Sea Fisheries Protection Authority. They're able to successfully monitor potential illegal, unregulated and undocumented fishing off the Irish coast. They assist in vessel identification, so wide range in what they provide for us, but as I say, it's invaluable.
John Lynch is my name, and I've been involved in fishing all my life. I fished for almost 40 years full time, and previously as a boy with my father, fished in summer times and things like that. Fishing has kind of lost its influence in Howth now. The number of vessels has gone down. My brother used to fish on this boat with us, and then he moved on. He made a great move. He bought his own boat. He is now working with the lobster pots and whelk pots, for all shellfish. It's probably a nice life, because you, unlike fishing on these type of vessels where you can go away for a couple of weeks or more from home, on those vessels, most times you're home every night.
The inshore fishery, anything up to 12 miles, they're very, very important for local communities. The potential that illegal fishing, the impact it can have on local economies is huge.
The crew will arrive up to the unit here in this hangar, and we'll conduct a brief together. So the flight crew will brief weather, conditions, and confirm what patrol zone we're going to. We start up the system on the ground, we make sure everything is operating correctly, and then we take off. We're constantly gathering information. And then when we descend into the patrol area, we'll typically descend to 5,000 feet and start looking at basically what's around within range in our area. with all the capabilities on board the aircraft, we can re-roll very quickly, even in the air, and we can perform different tasks. So we can switch from a security mission to a search and rescue top cover mission.
Hello and welcome back to the Denver Radio Club Learning Net for November 26th, 2025. It's a great place to learn about ham radio and STEM topics in general, and thankfully we have plenty of combined experience and expertise. This is Kilo 1 Delta Bravo Charlie. I'm this evening's net control. My name is Doron, D-O-R-O-N. Tonight we'll be taking your check-ins, comments, questions, updates, and more. We meet every Wednesday except the third Wednesday of the month, 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time on 145.490 and 448.625. Both have a negative offset. Tonight I'm filling in for Jim N0TRP. Can't thank him enough for taking the net when we have our regular board meeting, but since it's holiday time, the board meeting has been postponed. With that, you can contact us, if you'd like, via email, elmer@w0tx.org, and on most social media at Denver Radio Club. We also stream and archive some of our nets on youtube.com/Denver Radio Club. So if you'd like to see behind the scenes of the net or visual context, that is an additional way to participate in the net. This net can be broken at any time for emergency or priority traffic by using the word break. Is there any emergency or priority traffic at this time? All check-ins to the net will be taken in alphabetical groups based on the first letter of the suffix of the operator's call sign. That is the first letter after the number in the call sign. If you can, please try to use ITU phonetics for your call and indicate if you have traffic or questions as you check in. Considering it's a day before a holiday, I don't expect this to be a long net, but we'll take all check-ins. With that, we're taking, if your suffix begins with the letters A through M, Alpha through Mike, please check in now.
Good evening, Doron and everyone on the net. This is Kenny, KD0, CGF, Kilowatt Delta 0, Charlie Golf Fox.
WD0 CIV, WD0 CIV, Charles and Denver, no traffic.
All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. I'd like to welcome and acknowledge the following check-ins. KD0 CGF Kenny and WD0 CIV Charles. Thank you both so much for checking in. We'll go ahead and open up the whole alphabet. We're taking all call signs, all call suffixes. If you'd like to check in just for the count, or if you have any traffic questions, A through Z, Alpha through Zulu, let us know your call sign, your name, and if you have any traffic or questions, please call now.
November 0, Juliet Oscar Delta.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Foxtrot Papa India, Ron and Lakewood, no traffic.
W0TX repeater.
All right, Net Control, I'd like to welcome the following check-ins. I think we had a new call sign in there, or you haven't checked in for a while, but we had Paul N0JOD. Thank you so much for checking in. Really do appreciate that. Glad to hear you in there. And we also had Ron KF0FPI. Thanks again so much for checking in as well. Again, we're taking all call signs, all call suffixes. If you'd like to check in, let us know your call sign, your name, and if you have any traffic or questions, please call now. All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. Not surprising that it is a little bit of a quieter evening. That is all right. It's always great to have a little bit of a reprieve, if you will. There isn't a whole lot that I have. I don't hear anybody stated they had any traffic questions. Obviously, coming up tomorrow, we have a Thanksgiving holiday. And then we have Black Friday coming up, so might look through some Black Friday deals. We could talk about that. I'm not sure if anybody has any interest in purchasing some new equipment or has their eyes on something. But we're taking all call signs, all call suffixes if you'd like to check in, or if you have any traffic questions, please call now.
Katie 0 CGF. Sorry, Daron. I meant to say I did have traffic tonight.
All right, sounds good there, CGF. Kenny, I'll get back to you here in just a second. This is about an hour long, just general Q&A about ham radio. So if anybody is listening out there and you want to check in, we'll take check-ins throughout the net. But if you don't hear anybody talking, please feel free to jump in if you'd like. With that, we'll take check-ins once more. All call signs A through Z, Alpha through Zulu. Please call now. Okay, nothing heard at the moment. We'll throw it over to Kenny, KD0CGF. The net is yours.
So I'll say happy Thanksgiving to everyone on the net. Give me 1 second here. My apologies. I didn't realize my power output was higher than what it should be. I just turned it down. But I logged on to QRZ today, and I noticed 12 days of QRZ are coming up soon. I'll say happy Thanksgiving to everyone and say keep an eye out if you guys are interested. Make 12 contacts, or forget how, I think it's 12 contacts. Logged on to QRZ and get a little reward for it. I had loads of fun with it last year, and yeah, I just happened to notice that. I figured you guys would like to hear it. This is KD0CGF, back to net.
Excellent. Sounds good there, Kenny. Really do appreciate that. Let's see. I'm just trying to do a little bit of Google. Right on their front page, it doesn't seem to have, at least not for me, but let's see. 12 days of QRZ looks like on their form here. Yes, so absolutely. Oh, I think it was right on there. So yeah, QRZ.com. You'll see, I think, a photo. 12 days of QRZ on the top there. So yeah, really do appreciate that. Let me see if I can run through that here real quick.
I was trying to figure out what the date was that they were going to start it, but I saw some stuff on there that was showing today's date or yesterday's date with 12 days of QRZ, and I'm like, it can't already be started, and so I'm not entirely sure when they're going to start it up this year.
Excellent. Really do appreciate that. Yeah, looking at the post here by member N3WVB. Looking forward to favorite winter ham radio activity, the 12 days of QRZ. It only takes one confirmation a day for a grand total of 12 days out of the potential 90 days to win the award. These 12 days can be spread out on any band and do not have to be consecutive 12 days. It's one of the easiest QRZ awards to earn. He makes it a personal goal to earn endorsements on each band. Acquiring 12 contacts on each band encourages activity and makes those winter months a little bit more enjoyable. So they hope to everyone participates and simply register on the free QRZ logbook. But their dates on here. Starting date December 21st or September. December 1st. Running until February 28th, potentially 2026. So lots of great photos and lots of great information on there. So yeah, thanks so much for bringing that up. All right, anyone else? Comments, questions, check-ins, anything else? Please call now. Let's see, again, holiday time, there is the Santa Net, I think. So you can probably sign up to be a Santa, if you will, for contacts made by youth. So cqsanta.com, I think, and I think there's a couple of others as well. The tailgatorsnet.com as well has some more information. So, yeah, anyone else? Comments, questions, check-ins, anything else so far for this evening's Learning Net? Please call now. Hey, good evening, Gary.
N0JOD.
All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. We had a check-in online, didn't see a call sign though. Gary Graham, good evening. And then we had Paul, N0JOD. Thanks so much. Go right ahead. The net is yours.
Yeah, good evening to everybody on the Denver Radio Club Net. N0JOD, name is Paul. My home QTH is St. Paul, Minnesota. I'm in town here for the holidays with family, and I thought I would check in here and wish everyone a good Thanksgiving and kind of extend greetings from the St. Paul Radio Club, where I'm a member, to the good folks here at the Denver Radio Club. With that, back to net, N0JOD.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for extending the kindness there and the welcome. And yeah, thanks so much for checking in while you're out here traveling. Really do appreciate that. And give your thanks when you return home to the St. Paul Radio Club. I'm not sure if it's the same one I'm looking at here, but stpaulradioclub.org. But really cool stuff. Yeah, really do appreciate that. And yeah, welcome to the state. And we hope you enjoy your stay. And plenty of radio operations to be had around here. So thanks so much as well. This is K1 DBC Net Control. Anyone else? Comments, questions, check-ins, anything else? Go right ahead. All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. Gary, coming back in on the chat, retired Army veteran. Really do appreciate that. Call sign Whiskey Sierra Juliet November 304. I think that's probably a GMRS call sign potentially, but thanks for checking in. So yeah, really do appreciate that. This is K1 DBC Net Control. Anyone else? Comments, questions, check-ins? Go right ahead. Maybe not GMRS. Glad to have you in there, though. All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. Again, as well, tradition after Thanksgiving, we have Black Friday and Cyber Mondays. The ham radio equipment doesn't often go on sale, and even the sales that are there, maybe not all that well, but I don't know if anybody had any interest. Looks like Ham Radio Outlet has some sales coming up here. Let's see, Alinco, Comet, ICOM, plenty of sales here. So if anybody is interested, it might be a good time to pick up some equipment potentially. Looking at QRPer.com with their shopping list here. Oh, excellent. Let's see on the top of the list, an ICOM, an HT, ID 50A, 52A, or 52A Plus, or the Kenwood THD75. Looks like in a range between $500 to $700 for HTs. That's it's a bit of a price to pay, but let's see another suggestion. Here's a Garmin InReach Mini 2. So some GPS based products, Iridium satellite. So if you're looking for GPS off-grid, that is a way to do so. And plenty of other hats and let's see, batteries and all sorts of stuff. So if anybody has comments, questions, check-ins, or anything or anything else, go right ahead. All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. Yep, Gary in the chat, Whiskey Sierra Juliet November 304, has mentioned he's going to be taking his tech test coming up in January. So yeah, congrats on that. Hope the studying is going well. I guess some good news is the FCC and a lot of government agencies have opened back up. The ULS and the FRN sites should be back up now. So taking tests going forward shouldn't have any delay. So if anybody wasn't aware, over the last few weeks and a month or so, the government shutdown did affect licensing platforms as well. So those are back now open and should be working well for VECs to submit information to. So anyone else? Comments, questions, check-ins? It's 7:48 p.m. Mountain Time. Anyone else? Go right ahead. All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. Yep, not expecting a very long net or too much here this evening, but let's see if I can find some stories. There's a pretty good lucky person on reddit.com/r/amateur radio. A Goodwill find, an FT817, HF VHF UHF transceiver, $20. So I'd say that is a steal. So that was from a few days ago. A lot of jealous people, as you might expect. I would be one as well. So $20 compared to probably the $700 to $1,000 mark there. So just some looking at some photos of their pretty good find there. Comments, questions, check-ins, anything else? Go right ahead. All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. Let me see if I can find anything more that I can pass. ARL.org/news is always a great place to look for recent articles. I'll try to bring up the recent QST magazine as well. From today, the 26th, live YouTube telethon to support ARL Teachers Institute on wireless technology. This is Ham Radio Crash Course on YouTube. Don't miss it. The annual YouTube telethon to raise money for the ARL Teachers Institute on Wireless Technology will be held on Saturday, November 29th. Okay, so coming up just a couple days here. 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. PST on the Ham Radio Crash Course YouTube channel hosted by Josh Nass, KI6NAZ. Join Nass and several other amateur radio contributors for a fun and entertaining live stream. They'll cover a variety of amateur radio topics and technology. ARL Director of Education and Learning Steve Goodgame, K5ATA, will discuss the impact of the Teachers Institute on the educators who have attended the professional development sessions and how they carry the experience back to their schools to inspire students every day. Let me drop for a moment. Goes on to say, let's see, that you can visit arl.org/telethon for the live stream. And they mention that the ARL Teachers Institute on Wireless Technology is a donor-funded program designed to help classroom teachers elevate their STEM, that is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics programs through the use of wireless technology. Last year's telethon raised over $41,000 for the Teachers Institute. There were 14 sessions held throughout 2025, with even more planned for 2026. Donations can be made if you'd like. arl.org/give to STEM. We have plenty of time here. I'll see if I can bring up anything. Again, if you're an ARL member, you do have early access to the digital publication of the QST magazine. And they have a nice season's greetings on their front page here of the December copy here, with some electronics, a Raspberry Pi, and some other connectors and things adorning their tree. Let's see if I can find any articles on here, or if anybody has a suggestion, or if anybody else has comments, questions, or any other further check-ins, go right ahead.
CGF with a comment.
W0TX repeater.
Thanks, Gary. Take care. All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. We'll throw it over to Kenny, KD0CGF. The net is yours.
Hey, Doron, I shot you over an email. It's a picture of the certificate from Japan. I know, what was it, probably about 2 weeks ago, I want to say, or last week, we were talking about it. It finally came in the mail towards the end of last week, I believe. And it's something else to look at. It's for all districts worked. But I sent out for the certificate, contacted the Japan Amateur Radio League and asked if I could apply, and they said yes, and wound up getting the certificate for digital mode, all districts worked. Yeah. And I thought this was something really cool to look at. KD0CGF, back to net.
Excellent. This is K1 DBC Net Control. Really cool stuff here. Looking at that here. Yeah, absolutely. All Japan Districts Award. Kenny, KD0CGF, has communicated through his or her amateur radio station, at least with one station out of each call areas in Japan. That's really, really cool stuff there. It's, I think, signed by Morita Koji, JA5SUD, from the Japan Amateur Radio League. Yeah, really cool looking award there. Really cool stuff there.
Yeah, the one thing I thought was really neat about is how detailed like the border is of all that, and the Japan language on there. that's something else. And I was really surprised to see that this is certificate number 9105. I figured that would be in the tens of thousands, but that really surprised me. But yeah, it was something else when it came in. It's too big to put in a picture frame right now, so I gotta either trim it or find a slightly bigger picture frame to put it in.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I think I would thought it'd have been like 8.5 by 11 or something, something standard. But yeah, the intricacy of the border and just the kanji characters. I'm guessing it is probably saying the same thing that it is in English potentially. I see the number 10 in there, so it probably is saying the same thing. But yeah, it's really neat stuff, and that's a heck of an effort to make. One station out of each 10 call areas in Japan. So congrats on that. And yeah, 9,105. Yeah, I would have expected a much higher number as well by this point in time. But yeah, amateur radio is quite popular in Japan, and surprisingly, not a lot of huge social media presence. There's a lot of social media presence in Japan with a lot of other things, but not a lot of coverage with this. So yeah, I would have expected more, but that's awesome to see. This is K1 DBC Net Control. Anyone else on that or anything else? Go right ahead. Excellent. Well, that's awesome to see. Yeah, thanks for following back up on that, and glad to see they've been able to help you out on that. So, yeah, if you're ever wondering if you can qualify for that, it sounds like we certainly are able to do so. So, yeah, really cool stuff, and I'm sure that'll look quite good up on the wall. So, very cool stuff there. This is K1 DBC Net Control. Comments, questions, check-ins, anything else? Go right ahead. All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. I guess the just a further follow up on that. If you've followed up any or watched any YouTube videos or anything, some of these names might sound familiar. So those 10 districts: Kanto, Tokai, Kanzai, Chukugo. Sorry for the pronunciations. Shikoku, Kyushu, Tohoku, Hokkaido, Hokuriku, and one last one I cannot pronounce, Shinetsu. So really cool stuff there. Yeah, if anybody's interested, jarl.org. They do have an English page, as well as you can use Translate on most browsers. So really cool stuff there. Anyone else on that or anything else? Please call now. All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. I was trying to find an article on ARL about JARL. I think there was an article about 8K television over the air, and how Japan was kind of early in on that. So I'll see if I can find that. But yeah, a lot of radio engineering to be had over there. It's about to turn over to 8 p.m. Mountain Time. We still have another half hour or so, but if anybody else has any other comments, questions, check-ins, anything else, please call now.
Good evening. The time is 8 p.m.
All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. Just to read off from the QST magazine. If you haven't seen it before, there is a what's called the Second Century. It's essentially just an update by the ARL president. So let's see, this from December, kind of a year in review. 5 years, better and worse. He cannot believe that 5 years have gone since becoming the CEO of ARL. When he interviewed in the summer of 2020, President Rick Roderick, K5UR, asked how long he'd be willing to serve if elected. Elected, he asked, he thought he was being hired and responded that be willing to serve at least 10 years at the pleasure of the organization. Since then, he's told staff that we are going to be taking 10 steps together, each one representing a year. Each step forward is in pursuit of the broad strategic vision of digital transformation and the reintroduction of youth to amateur radio. So with half the steps behind us, what has the progress looked like? Very briefly, he talks on a few different subjects, memberships and clubs, spectrum defense and legislative, financials and development, and lastly, information technology and logbook of the world. I'll see if I can try to skim each one of those here briefly.
0TX repeater.
Membership has remained relatively flat since the early 1980s, in a recent decline based largely on the restructuring of dues, including charging for print versions of our 2 member journals that were previously included as a free benefit. ARL routinely sees a major drop in membership from annual dues increase, even ones as small as $5, which is disappointing but expected. During the 2010s, there were those in the community, including some ARRL leaders, who asserted that radio clubs were dying or dead. In fact, he attended a local club meeting in New Jersey before becoming CEO, where the speaker was very pessimistic about clubs, and more broadly, amateur radio. How inspiring. He did not share this vision and has been working hard to give clubs the tools and support to grow and to be more resilient. He's very excited about our 2026 Year of the Club with opportunities to recognize and build up vibrant clubs. The next section, Spectrum Defense and Legislative. Spectrum Defense continues to be remarkably strong, given how small we are. The role of amateur radio within government circles, including the FCC and international bodies like the ITU, is reasonably well understood. ARL's resources in Washington, D.C. are outstanding, supporting our relationships with government agencies and lobbyists, advancing our legislative agenda. He is concerned, though, about the IARU and maintaining our role within the organization, as it is critical to provide amateur radio with representation at the World Communication Conferences. We had a check-in, K0BF, really do appreciate that, Dustin. So I was just reading off part of the Second Century. I can read off a little bit more, but I'll throw it out. If there's any comments, questions, other check-ins, please call in. All right, hearing nothing just at the moment. There's just a few more paragraphs I'll try to read out here on financials and development. ARRL's financial challenges persist. When he came on the board, the organization was operating under a deficit-based annual plan, with the full picture obscured by a large, now forgiven, COVID-era government loan. Given the nature of certain members to look for value for our nonprofit, or to react to organization decisions by ceasing their membership, it is easy to understand how ARL struggles financially to serve the needs of amateur radio, not just its members. ARL's future financial viability and strength come from our capacity to develop very generous radio amateurs who want to pay the hobby back for a lifetime of enjoyment, camaraderie, and even success in their careers. That generosity has been behind the growth of our Teachers Institute and Collegiate Amateur Radio program, which are critical for the re-engagement of young people in ham radio. Last section here. Last section is Information Technology and Logbook of the World. He has never been a supporter of the notion of technical debt, and that ARL should be held to a standard where its systems are the latest, greatest, major IT productions that take significant time and money. Many times, simple solutions to simple problems are completely adequate. During 2024, ARL was hit with a cyber attack, which was a first for him personally to have managed. It was very difficult and was done through the din of nonsensical claims and conspiracy theories about what happened. What did happen, as a direct result of the attack, is that there was a reset of ARL's security protocols, a standardization of elements of our vast infrastructure of software components, and expanded use of expertise from non-headquarters staff, including third-party and administration, as well as the creation of a board oversight group called the Information Technology Advisory Committee, at his request. Although the time required to make these changes was long, ARL suffered nearly no downtime of its core member-facing systems. This also continues, so the last part here, though, is one very important exception was Logbook of the World. Although Logbook of the World could have been brought back sooner, he was not about to expose it to any risks until the network had been fully reconfigured and tested. Logbook of the World has enjoyed some big updates over the past 5 years, principally in hardware. I'll see if I can find a little bit more on that and see what further is on that. But let me see. Anyone else? Comments, questions, check-ins? Please call now. Let's see, there are a few more sections here. ARL Management and Governance. Emergency Communications and Public Service. And lastly, Amateur Radio at Large. I can read through those, but if you have the time, I'd suggest go reading up on that on arl.org, on their QST magazine. With that, though, I'll throw it out. Comments, questions, check-ins, anything else so far for this evening's Learning Net? Please call now. All right, a couple of just shout outs to give. Social media, like it or not. Facebook.com, Colorado ARRL, the Colorado Section Amateur Radio Relay League, has lots of great information on there. Amanda Alden and a lot of others posting a lot of information on there. Can't thank them enough. Let's see, from 6 days ago, National Weather Service article here on Skywarn Recognition Day from November 19th. NOAA's National Weather Service has announced the cancellation of Skywarn Recognition Day 2025. Necessary time and resources required to plan a comprehensive national event are not available this year. Another great Facebook page to check into, at least is depending on the county that you live in, but Adams, Arapahoe County Amateur Radio Emergency Service Group. Plenty of information on there. Unfortunate cybersecurity problem with something called Code Red, which is a product used for citizen communication. Emergency notification. So let's see. The owner of Code Red, communication from Crisis 24, has and continues to be limited. In the meantime, the city wants users to be aware of the following. Let me see the first part of it. The city of Aurora, like other municipalities and public safety agencies nationwide, is experiencing issues with Code Red and shares the concerns that they have expressed. Inbound 911 services were not and have not been never impacted. In the event the entire city of Aurora needs to be alerted, the city officials will work with state partners to disseminate that messaging. Crisis 24 recommends any user who also use their Code Red password for other personal or business accounts change their passwords immediately. And the city of Aurora will continue to share any updates. It sounds like maybe there was a password dump maybe on some other platform, and people attempted to use known leaked credentials on Code Red, which is unfortunate. So, but can't thank enough Adams, Arapahoe County Amateur Radio Emergency Services for posting that. Comments, questions, check-ins, anything else? We have another 20 minutes or so. I certainly don't want to force this net any longer than it needs to be, but anyone else? Please call now. I guess I timed. This is K1 DBC Net Control. I must have timed out the repeater there. My apologies on that. I should know better on that, and I thought I had my radio set up to prevent that. So I think it's a 4-minute timer, I believe. So after 4 minutes or so, it does time out, but only about 30 seconds. Apologies for that. Anyone else? 20 minutes, 15 minutes or so here? Comments, questions, check-ins? Please call now. All right, we'll probably start to wrap things up then here. If you had missed our recent meeting, a really great presentation by Bob Mesenbrink, NB0BN. Great to have him presenting. It was in person and remote as well. So really awesome to see that. So he gave a great presentation on restoring a 60-year-old Swan 500C transceiver. So he goes into pretty good detail on that. So if you did miss it, though, youtube.com/Denver Radio Club. It was recorded on there. So restoration of an old transceiver. Also, upcoming holiday party, Denver Radio Club, w0tx.org, under events. December dinner. Upcoming the 14th, Sunday, December 14th, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m., the Old Spaghetti Factory in Westminster. So lasagna, chicken marsala, spaghetti, but they do also have gluten-free options as well. Please sign up before the 11th, please, if you can. $30 per person, so it'll be fellowship, camaraderie, prize drawings, and radio-based trivia, as we can. This is K1 DBC Net Control. Anyone else? Please call now. Okay, I'll take this opportunity for any final check-ins. We'll probably wrap the net up here a little bit earlier than normal. But again, happy Thanksgiving to everyone who celebrates, and who just happy holidays as well. With that, last-minute comments, questions, check-ins, final things for the Learning Net here. Please call now. All right, nothing heard. I'll play a few more minutes of a video I was playing before the net by Airbus Defence and Space, Ireland's secret weapon against illegal fishing, the Airbus C295. So just a few more minutes on that video, and I'll end the YouTube stream. But with that, we'll probably just wrap the net up here. We had a total of, let me see here, 7 check-ins. Really do appreciate that. Can't thank enough everyone who's checked in. Visiting member Paul, N0JOD. Can't thank you enough on that. And then we had Gary, WSJN304 is a GMRS call sign, but soon to be licensed in the amateur radio realm. So thank you all for participating in the net. This is K1 DBC Net Control. Again, happy holidays, 7-3. We'll talk to you on the either the next Sunday night net or the next learning net. With that, 7-3, I'll be clear. Have a good one.
Whilst in the air, there's no need to return to base or anything like that. For sightings of vessels or for further inspection, we'll descend to maybe 1,000 feet, or if needs be, we can go lower. And that's when we're looking for targeted or really specific information on a vessel. So that's where we can see activity on deck, identifying features on the vessel, equipment in use, communication equipment in the case of military vessels. And then all that information is incorporated into the mission equipment. We're looking forward to developing into an Air Force. However, we have to maintain our capabilities that we're doing at the moment. We're looking to expand. We have new platforms, capabilities coming on stream. We really are trying our best with, relatively small resources here. But it's important for us that whatever we operate and however we do it, that we get the absolute most out of each platform. And certainly with the 295, we are developing that capability now. I see the future for the 295 only enhancing the state security as we go forward, to be involved in the process and to conduct the operations we do on a daily basis gives me an enormous sense of satisfaction. For me, I suppose it's a realization of a dream. From looking up, stopping in the middle of a game of football to see the jets, the airplanes flying overhead during the summertime. And it's just nice that, maybe 15, 20 years later, I was flying 235 and now I'm in the position to manage the 295 projects. It's a good feeling.
Hello, IT. Have you tried turning it off and on again? Okay, well, are you sure that it's plugged?